Yes, I am almost halfway through this, and it's been really interesting. I really didn't know what to expect. The fact that you recommended this to me should have prepared me, but I really had no idea what I was getting into. I didn't read the introduction other than the first couple pages because I decided this might be one of those introductions that tells you the endings of a whole bunch of the stories, so I just decided I'll go back and read it later. I don't know how your copy breaks up, but mine has Reginald stories, and then Reginald in Russia, Chronicles of Clovis, Beasts and Super Beasts, and The Toys of Peace. So I just started from the beginning because I really didn't know if there was a specific way I was supposed to go, and I'm reading these Reginald stories. My first impression was, this reminds me of the opening voiceover monologue thing from The Third Man. Wait a minute. The Best of Saki, selected and with an introduction by Graham Greene, who wrote The Third Man. It's like this kind of cheeky, very British tone and all this social criticism that is very light, but it's very dark underneath. The writing, it's like a Wodehouseian setting full of Oscar Wilde-like wit, but with an Edgar Allan Poe twist at the end. Not all the stories are like that, but enough of them are. I've read 11 so far, and my favorite, I think, is The Reticence of Lady Anne, which is in the Reginald in Russia section, although I don't believe Reginald was mentioned at all. But it was a perfect story setup. It got me completely. I don't know if you've read this story, but you should. For the shock value alone, you're just going along, and all of a sudden, the last line of the story is just like boom, and you're like, oh, and then you can't help but laughing. I really liked the mouse because it was just fun. Another good punchline one, and Esme, the one with the hyena. Oh, there's so many animals. Man, between this, which has a ton of animals, and The Lost World, which has tons of dinosaurs, and then All Creatures Great and Small, which is all about poor veterinary surgeons sticking their arms in animals' backsides, I'm just totally animaled out. So, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I'm not sure that it has all the ones that you mentioned. There was one that you were really excited about that I don't think is in here. But I'll have to I'll find it. More. So, that is my Saki experience so far. Really enjoying it. There were several times during the ride, because I was reading this in the car, and I'd read one or two at a time and then go back to another book, and there were several times that I just burst out in shocked laughter. So, yes. Good recommendation. Solid as ever.